Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to be ranking all of the announcement trailers from the Doctor Who The Collection range. Now, of course, there are usually two trailers for each season, the announcement trailer, and then later the launch trailer right before the box set comes out. We're going to be ranking the announcement trailers. Now, there have been 14 of these so far because the Season 12 set did not have an announcement trailer. It did have a launch trailer, but no announcement trailer being the first one. But all of the other sets have had announcement trailers. And of course, those have changed and evolved as they've gone on. They started out being more humorous and silly. Even if some of them did have, instead of the actors playing the actors, they were playing their characters. But most of them still also had a humorous bit in them even then, to where they've transitioned into almost little sequel mini episodes about the characters, that, with the production values having gone up and up and up on them. And I like both flavors of those. I like the serious ones. I like the comedic ones. I've enjoyed almost all of the announcement trailers for the most part. I figured with the recent release of the Season 15 trailer, now would be a good time, now that we're 15 sets in, to look at the announcement trailers and rank them from worst to best. Now, starting at the bottom of the list in 14th place is Season 10. The Season 10 trailer with, of course, Katie Manning and Stuart Bevan. I just don't go back to this one a lot. I mean, Katie's always great. I love Katie, and I'm glad we got to do a couple of these with Steven before he passed as well. Or Stuart, why am I saying Steven? Stuart. As well. I enjoy it. It's fine. I find it interesting that the maggots look better in the Green Death than they do here. But again, I don't think they put a lot into it. Again, this was only the fourth one. Probably didn't have a big budget. It's fun. It's still got a kind of humorous tone to it, even though they are playing in character as Joe and Cliff. It still has a nice tongue-in-cheek style to it, which I can appreciate. I just don't go back to this one a lot. Next on the list is the Season 9 set. Again, I hate to poke fun at Katie's ones in this, because Katie's great. I love Katie Manning. She's amazing. But I just don't really get into this one. The two girls that she's talking to, the younger girls, they're fine. I mean, they're not blowing me away, but they're fine. But the story doesn't do much for me. The Sea Devil hatching, okay, fine. The ending bit is nice, where we get a nice little tribute to Stuart Bevan. I did appreciate that, showing that, of course, Cliff had passed away in universe, and I love that the mini episode is dedicated to him. That aside, again, it's okay, but not one I go back to a lot. Next on the list is the Season 20 one, and I like this one. It's good. It's nice to see Janet and Sarah back. I like kind of seeing Tegan and Nyssa get a reunion. It was nice to see. And then to learn it's all a fake out by the Mara, which is something the Mara would do. And then having Tegan and the Mara talk in kind of that black void, like from Kenda, is really well done. It's a nice setup. I love that Janet always slips into Tegan so easily. Slips back into character as Tegan so well. The bit in the mirror when she's like, "You'll never be in control again," with, of course, the crack appearing at the end. It's a really well done one. It's just not one I go back to a lot. I like the rest of the trailer when it's showing the bits about Season 20. I tend to skip forward to that and watch that. It's just for some reason, while I like it, I don't go back and watch that mini episode a lot. Even though, again, I love seeing Nyssa and Tegan sort of kind of getting a reunion. I enjoy that. Sarah Sutton and Janet bounce well off each other. What is the Season 22 one? Next on the list is the Season 22 one, which of course is one of the more serious ones with Nicola back in character as Perry. We learn, of course, how she lived with King Janos, or whatever his name was, Brian Blessed's character, and then, of course, how after he passed, she left, but she returned to honor him once a year. It's a nice little one, nice little story. I enjoy it. Nicola's great in it. I love the fact there's a beginning and an end to it, and I like at the end when you hear the Doctor in the TARDIS, when he's like, "Perry? Perry?" It's nice that they got Colin for that. It's a nice one, but again, I just don't go back and rewatch it as much. I like it. it's not one I'm like, I gotta watch that again. Like I am with a lot of these where I just love going back and rewatching. This one doesn't quite hook me like that, while I still think it's really good. And it's yet another reason why I'm glad they retconned Perry's death in The Ultimate Foe and made it to where she survived. I do love that retcon a lot. So we can get episodes like this and hopefully maybe even get Perry back in the show. That'd be great. Next on the list in 10th place is the Season 8 trailer. And this is where we move into the ones I really like. The ones where I go back and rewatch a lot. There's a huge gap between Season 8 and the Season 22 one for me. In just how much I like it. I love the Season 8 one. It still has that kind of humorous tone to it in places, while also being serious and deadly. Like, Stewart is very much in character as Cliff. Look at all this plastic, you know, we have to save the earth. Look at what they're handing out. And I love the way when Joe sees it, she's like, where did you get that? Well, they were handing it, but where did you get that? I love the way she clicks on how serious she is of where did you get that, because she knows how deadly it could be. But then I love the comical bit when she sees them, and he's like, oh, alien invaders again. And she's like, yeah, and he's like, ah. So it had, and then I still want to know how she defeated them. I really want to know how she defeated them. With that at the end. Oh yeah, I think she mentions it's like her kids' music somehow. It's a little humorous bit. So it's like this nice mix of seriousness but humorous, because it's right at that point, I think, where they were transitioning for being more about the characters and less about the humorous bits. So it's this wonderful little transition period, kind of. And I enjoy this one. And it's nice that we got one last one with Stewart before he passed. It was a really, really fun one to go back and rewatch. The next one on the list is the Season 19 one. This one's just funny. It's funny. I mean, TARDIS Team 5 are always a hoot when they're together. You get Peter Davison, you get Sarah Sutton, you get Mark Strickson, and you get Janet Fielding together. They're a hoot. They're fun. Everybody loves them and how they bicker and play with each other. So this one done in this humorous style works really well, where they're on the Javanka Airlines. Really, really funny. Everybody feels like they're putting in their A game with a hammy overtone, which I like. It fits perfectly. This one's fun to go back and rewatch because it makes me laugh. And it's the same way with the next one, which is, of course, number 8 on the list. That's Season 18. It's just funny. It's funny. A lot of it's down to how Tom Baker is doing the voice work. The moment has been prepared for. I don't know. He's doing it very tongue-in-cheek. I mean, Tom Baker still got it. He's still got it. There's just the way he voices this is so funny. So funny. It sounds like a destination excursion advertisement. It's really tongue-in-cheek, really fun, really hilarious. I really enjoy it a lot. Next on the list is the Season 14 one. Again, it's just humorous with, of course, Louise talking to Tom on the phone. And, of course, her robot assistant is one of the robots from Robots of Death. And I like when she's giving it all the things to do, and that makes the robot, which I kind of get. It's kind of funny, because imagine, like, your boss is just giving you this long list of stuff to do, and you're over there like... It's like, I actually sympathize with the robot on this one. The robot's like, God, that much to do? And I love it the bit when he's like, orders confirmed. I will, do this. I love the bit about I will mow the dog. And then you hear the dog bark in the background. Yep, like that. I will mow the dog. Yep, I love that. That's hilarious. That's probably my favorite part of the trailer. I will mow the dog. And you hear the dog bark. And that look on Louise's face like, and I will kill Louise. It's like the robot's just had enough. Look, I need a day off, woman. I love that. I love that. And then, of course, her just popping it with the box. Still got it. It's funny. It's funny. It's so humorous. It's my style of humor. I enjoy it a lot. Next on the list is the Season 24 one. This one is fun. I like the high production value of it a lot. This is, I think you could really see a jump in the production values for this. It looked like they really spared no expense for this. I love the fact they brought back previous actors from Season 24 to do things like the girl from Paradise Towers, the guy who played Kang. I love the fact they had one of the Tetraps in it. That's funny. And then just seeing McCoy back in his outfit. And he's still got it. I mean, Watching that mini episode with him and Mel together, I'm like, they need to get Sylvester McCoy back in the show. He still got it. He still got it. He is still the 7th Doctor. Just in that little bit of time he's on screen, he just nails it. He just nails it. And him and Mel are so good together. I really like that one. That was the one where I'm like, I need my Sylvester McCoy spinoff right now. Right now. And I was like, yep, get him back in the show. And then Mel's great in this. I like this toned down version of Mel, like she is in The Giggle. I'm enjoying that version of Mel quite a bit. I enjoyed that one a lot. And again, the high production value. And then the in-credit music for it's really good too. Moving into the top 5, the number 5 on my list is definitely the season 23 one. This is my favorite of the funny ones. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. First off, it's all down to Colin Baker's acting. He is doing it perfect here. It's like he's leaning into the kind of hammy acting on purpose for the laughs. And he sells it. But he's also pulling off that 6th Doctor, especially TV 6th Doctor arrogance. I demand that you end this nonsense and return me to my proper space. It's perfect. It's perfect. And I love the fact his outfit still... While his outfit's pretty normal, the vest kind of has the wacky colors, like his outfit, kind of symbolic of his 6th Doctor outfit. I love that. But Colin's acting sells this. It is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. I love the bit when he gets put in the cell. Well, what are you in here for? Marrying Brian Blessed. He's like, oh, fair enough. That's perfect. Which the way Nicholas says the marrying Brian Blessed is also perfect. I love the way everybody does their acting in this. And the woman who's kind of playing the judge in this, she's great. Who's supposed to be kind of the Inquisitor type. She's great. I absolutely love her in that too. It's really well done. It's very humorous. It's easily my favorite of the humorous box sets. This one I love going back to rewatch. It's just funny. And next on the list is season 17. Again, we start getting into these epic ones here. Now, a lot of reasons why I like these top 4 is the music in them. The music that's used in them is just epic. There's no other word for it. It's epic. It really gets me invested, gets the blood pumping, centers me on what's happening on the screen. It's nice to see David back as Davros. It's nice for him to kind of get an opportunity to play the role again. He's fine here. I love what they're doing with the voice work on him with the modulator. It's a cool scene to get you hyped for the season 17 trailer. Or the season 17 box set, I should say. It's really, really neat how it wakes up. And it's nice to kind of see the story told from Davros's point of view. I enjoy it. It's not overly long, but it's attention-getting, and I like that. Next on the list is the season 15 trailer, the newest one, which of course brings back Louise Jameson as Leela, and she nails it. I absolutely love her playing Leela in this because she still feels like Leela. She might be older, but she still feels like Leela, a warrior at heart, fighting, not wanting to run, you know, who doesn't fear death, who even though she knows the battle is lost, wants to fight on. She very much slips back into character as Leela so well. And her performance is so good, which the other Time Lord that's there too, he's good, he's fine. He doesn't get a lot to do, but he's fine. But Louise Jameson, just the subtle things she does with her facial expressions. My personal favorite being when she learns the doctor's there, when you start, you know, it's his wish, who? And the guy goes, the doctor. Her response, what she does with her face with, he's here. You know, her facial response, what she does with her facial reaction is perfect. I love that. That's a good actor. She doesn't have to say a word. You can tell the emotions going through and how much she loves hearing that news just by how her face reacts to that news. It's perfect. And there's a lot of that. When she's telling that that's who she is. I am Leela. I'm the 17. You know, that kind of smile she's got on. Like she takes pride in who she is. You know, I am Leela, friend of the doctor. You know, I love that. The way she tells them, you know, about it being over. She's like, you are wrong. The way she proclaims it. Because that's the best way to put that. She proclaims that you are wrong. That's very Leela. The look, the smile on her face when she teleports into the 4th Doctor's TARDIS. Or is it the 4th Doctor? How do we know that's not the Curator when he's younger? That's interesting to me. That in headcanon, that could be the 4th Doctor. Or that could be the future incarnation of the Doctor, where we know at some point he regenerates back into Tom Baker's face, because, I mean, we know that the Curator is a future incarnation of the Doctor. They may not have out and out said it, but we know. And maybe that's him before he's retired. That way, it would make sense for that version of Tom Baker's Doctor to know about the events of the Time War, because that could be a younger Curator when he's still the Doctor. I like that headcanon. I like it a lot. And he could just have the TARDIS looking retro. Since he's wearing a retro face, he could have the TARDIS looking retro like it did back when he was the 4th Doctor. And that smile on her face when she teleports, which is very much Louise Jameson's Leela smile. I love it. It's perfect. I like the music there. I love the production values on this one. It looks really good with Gallifrey and ruins. It really looks neat. It just goes to show how much the production value and the budget and the care that's gone on into these has just steadily grown and grown and grown. It's such a fun watch that by the time the actual advertisement for the actual box set starts, you're just hooked. You are hooked. I really want Louise Jameson back in the show. She's so good. She's such a good actress. Plus, Leela is one of my favorite companions. Mwah, mwah. And number 2 on the list is season 26. I feel like this one with Sophie back as Ace is probably the first one they did that was really serious in nature for the season 26 box set, where there really wasn't any camp or silliness to it. It's completely played in a serious manner. Again, the music here for this trailer is really, really good. Really pulls on the heartstrings, really gets you invested. Seeing Ace remembering, you know, the Doctor was showing clips from the show, and then it cutting back to her wondering what he's doing, and then the knock at the door before the advertisement for the trailer. So it's perfect. It's great. And it was so nice to see Sophie back in the role, because this was, of course, before we got her back in Power of the Doctor. And it's nice that it kind of kept with the established lore that they had established in Sarah Jane Adventures with her starting a charitable Earth. I like how it tied in with that. It really, really pulled on the heartstrings, this one. And then my personal favorite so far has been the Season 2 box set, with which basically focuses on Vicky. Maureen does a great job, not only in her scenes that she films, but with the voice work. The music that plays for this one is phenomenal. I don't know what the name of that music is that plays at the beginning of it when it's showing the Season 2 footage. If anyone knows, they can comment down below and let me know. I've never been able to find out. I don't think it says on the video, at least I haven't seen it. But I love that music. It just, again, it pulls at the heartstrings. It gets me emotionally invested. That's part of one of the reasons I like going back to this one, is I love that music. It's so wonderful. Again, it just gets me invested and tied in and zeroed in on what's going on the screen. I think Maureen's doing a great job with her narration of what's going on there, with her voiceover work. And then the clips that it picks is really interesting, really good clips from the season. And how it transitions into her life now as she's talking to her granddaughter is just beautiful. And it's nice to know that Vicky got her happy ending like that, and that she had children, that she had grandchildren. I love that. That's really, really neat. And then, of course, finding out, seeing the actual video for it itself. It's so nice. It's so wonderful. It's almost like a fairy tale story. And I like that a lot. So that's how I would rank the trailers so far. I want to know what you think of my list and how you would rank them. Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon if you like what I do and like to subscribe to what I do. There is a link to that down below. Several different tiers there to choose from. Patrons tend to get early access to videos. They get exclusive videos. They get to vote in polls for videos. Several different tiers there to choose from. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. It is very appreciated. I also have YouTube memberships available. Links to my Amazon wish list are down below, and my P.O. box is also down there. Most importantly, thank you for watching.